Long ago, in a quiet valley surrounded by green hills, lived an elderly man in a tiny wooden cottage. Every morning he watered his plants, brewed a cup of tea, and sat outside watching the sunrise. People often asked him, "How can you be so happy when you have so little?" He would simply smile and say, "Because I appreciate what I already have." One afternoon, a mysterious stranger arrived carrying three boxes. One was covered in gold, another in silver, and the last was plain and worn. The stranger said, "Inside one of these boxes is a gift beyond imagination. Choose wisely." The old man looked at the boxes for a moment and then picked the old worn one. The stranger laughed. "Why choose the ugliest box?" The old man replied, "Life has taught me that appearances often hide the truth." He opened the box. Inside was nothing. No treasure, no jewels, no reward. The stranger waited for disappointment, but instead the old man smiled. "Are you not upset?" the stranger asked. The old man shook his head. "How can I lose something I never had? My happiness wasn't inside the box. It was already inside me." The stranger then opened the other boxes. One contained piles of gold coins. The other held a magical crystal showing a life filled with fame and luxury. The old man gazed at the treasures and calmly replied, "Gold can disappear, fame can fade, but a peaceful heart stays with you wherever you go." As the sun began to set, he returned to his small cottage. The tea was still warm, the garden still beautiful, and his heart still full of gratitude. And in that moment, he felt richer than anyone in the world. True happiness is not found in what you own. It is found in appreciating what you already have.
A few days after the stranger left, news of the old man's unusual choice spread throughout the valley. People could not stop talking about it. Why would anyone refuse gold and luxury? They wondered. Curious villagers began visiting the old man's cottage. They expected to find regret on his face, but instead they found him as cheerful as ever, tending his small garden and enjoying his simple life. Among the visitors was a young merchant named Daniel. He was wealthy, owned many shops, and had everything most people dreamed of. Yet he was constantly worried about losing his fortune. One day Daniel sat beside the old man and asked, "How can you be so peaceful? I have more money than I could ever spend, but I am never truly happy." The old man smiled and handed him a cup of tea. "Tell me," he said, "when was the last time you enjoyed a sunrise without thinking about business?" Daniel remained silent. "When was the last time you shared a meal without checking your accounts?" Again, Daniel had no answer. The old man gently continued, "You spend your life protecting what you own, but you have forgotten to enjoy what you already have." Those words stayed in Daniel's mind. Over the next few weeks, he began changing his habits. He spent time with his family, helped people in need, and learned to appreciate simple moments. To his surprise, the more gratitude he practiced, the happier he became. Months later, the mysterious stranger returned to the valley. He visited Daniel and asked, "Have you become rich?" Daniel smiled and replied, "I was already rich. I just didn't know it." The stranger nodded and then visited the old man once more. "You have changed many lives," he said. The old man laughed softly. "I changed no one. They simply discovered what was already inside them." As the evening sun painted the valley in golden colors, the villagers gathered together. They shared food, stories, and laughter. For the first time, many of them realized that happiness had never been hidden in treasure chests or promises of fame. It had always been found in gratitude, kindness, and a peaceful heart.